Ah, good at what is it? Is it almost? No, it's good morning still. Good morning. This is another SGR Coffee Break after our kick-ass like 2 weeks of holidaying it up.
Yeah, I was off the grid pretty much that whole time. I can't lie. It was so nice.
Yeah, I pretty much stayed off of Twitter and Facebook for the most part, and very much enjoyed the not dealing with all the stupidity that comes with social media. So that was pretty nice. Although I did get wrecked by the Steam sales. I got wrecked. I tried not to do it because, like, I'm already playing one game or two games or three games that already take up a lot of my time. I can't afford. Oh, look, $1.50. Let's buy that game. Oh, that one's $3. Oh, that's on my wish list. Oh, and the entire collection is $8. Oh, let's go ahead and go with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up spending $30 on Steam because I got an email like, "Oh, this is on an item on your wish list is on sale,"
Hmm.
but they didn't tell me that everything else on my wish list was also on sale. So my entire wish list except for one thing ended up in my cart.
Yeah. There's still like two games that I really wanted, and it was Child of Light, and it hit $6, and it's like, I don't know. I really want it. I don't, but I want it on the feet. I don't know. I should. I shouldn't. And then there was Dungeon of the Endless, which is like a roguelike dungeon crawler kind of game. It was, you know, it was $8 or something like that. Or you could buy the whole Endless series for I think 20. It was, yeah, it was ridiculous.
Like I finally bought a Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition because it was on sale for $5. Maybe I'll actually finish that game.
Yeah, yeah, I bought that one too, but I bought that one like last year. Now I have Icewind Dale on the enhanced edition on my wish list, just waiting for that one to come up. And they're such
I've
good.
been told that one's probably too hardcore for me.
Oh, it's I don't know. It's no different than. I mean, if you like Baldur's Gate, it's no different than that, just in a different setting. So
I don't remember why. Is it something that maybe because the characters when they die, they die? I don't remember.
yeah, it's been a while since I. It's been a while. It is in like several years since I last played it.
Oh,
You,
well,
you know,
speaking of adding stuff to games that we're never going to play,
well, no, no, no,
we
no.
are in like this fun time in January where nothing's coming out, at least not till the end of the month. When Dying Light, I think it's the first strategy guide that's coming out this year. But like, I have nothing I need to play till like late February when the Order 1886 comes out. So I have like 6 weeks of all this time. So I'm working on my stack of shame.
Oh,
You be working on yours?
fuck no.
No?
Hell no. I look at my stack of shame, then I look at this other game that I've been playing, and I'm like, I should. It's kind of like I should be playing GTA, right? Because I have that for review, and then I get sucked away into a different game. So it's pretty bad.
Stop playing the crew, Chris.
Well, there's that too.
Stop playing the crew.
Oh no, no, we've moved on. We've moved from the crew to something else, which we'll discuss later.
Oh. Oh. Is it a flight game
Ah,
called Elite Dangerous?
what? No, it's Dangerous Elite.
Oh, sorry.
It is Elite Dangerous.
Elite Dangerous sounds cooler.
It is. It's so much fun. And that's why it keeps adding to my stack of shame. Because I keep starting stuff and then I go and start. Yeah, it's been terrible. So what's on your stack of shame? Come on, come on.
I didn't make a list because my stack of shame is horrible.
Maybe you should just
Just
talk and just hold up.
show it. Okay, well, as I was showing Chris earlier, I have 3 stacks of shame, all right? So this one is my stack of games that I have that I want to play and haven't even touched. You scan that up and down. Go on ahead and laugh. Yes, that's Legend of Zelda from. All right. Yeah, I got Rogue for Christmas. Nope, still haven't touched Destiny. All right, so that's one stack. And then let's see. This stack is games that I have started, but haven't finished, and I want to finish. And then this stack is my stack of games that I finished, but I'm going to keep on playing them because I'm going to platinum in them, damn it. Look at all those Lego games. Lego and Diablo. Yep.
Ah, Lego.
I know where my strengths are, and there's not very many. So right now, like, my goal is to finish Dragon Age 2. And then I have to not touch Dragon Age Inquisition until at least I try to finish the games I started in 2014. Be a nice goal before 2015 starts coming in. I at least want to get the 2014 stuff done, and then I'll worry about the stuff I'm older than that.
Great.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. What do I have? I have Lego Marvel. That's one that I started and didn't finish. I was playing that actually last year when I was stuck in Arizona. Uh, got Lego Batman 3 thanks to you. It's in my Steam library. Go me. Bravely Default. Yeah. Kind
Still
of.
haven't finished Bravely Default, but I have not put in any of my handheld games in my stack or my Steam library because no, just no.
See. Dragon's Crown, because I keep losing the save file on that because I ran out of memory card space.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm actually probably just gonna bite the bullet and buy the 64 gig card and put everything there. So
yeah.
I start it and then I lose it. Thankfully, I've downloaded it on PS3, so now I have the cross save actually on.
There you go.
So that's actually saved me because I just had to redo my memory cards again this over the break, and yeah,
Yeah, because I got that on PS3 as well, so we should play that together.
yes, we should.
That'd be fun. I mean, I finished it, and it was one of those endings where it was like, oh, so I didn't really finish it? Well, I'm not going to go back and do this again. Screw that.
Let's see. Got Mirror Mouse Rebirth. This is just a fun one, but I play it for I don't know, like a half hour, and then something else.
Yeah.
Memories of Celceta. Again, this is one of
I
those.
can't believe you haven't finished that.
Well, it's because I lost the save file.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
Memories of
So,
Celceta was a great game.
so
Great game.
I actually debated on playing that over break. It was in my hand, and I was like, "No, if you buy the 64 gig card, you're gonna screw yourself over anyway." So this I put on here just to make Carrie feel good. Dragon Age Origins. I've made it 4 hours into that game and then stopped playing it. And then
So basically, you created a character.
yeah, pretty much. I created a character, got a dog, and that was it.
So wait, you got a dog, so are you a human noble?
Uh, I, I don't know. The game's not even installed on my machine anymore.
Okay, because if you're a human noble, you get the dog really early, but okay.
Uh, sure, I was a human. I don't know. I got a dog within like 10 hours of the game. I think my Steam.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to go and look at my Steam actual like what I've played on it.
Okay, so within 10 hours, you could be anything. 'Cause-
Yeah. So I always start it with good intentions, and then I'm like, yeah, no, moving on. I
As
have
someone
one.
who loves Skyrim as much as you did,
You would think I would like, and because it's a good blend of Skyrim and Baldur's Gate for me, you would think that I would.
yeah.
Yeah, for some reason, every time I always start it, and I'll play it for a little bit, and then I'm just like, yeah, moving on. I have no idea why. I honestly don't know why. Let's see. I also have the Wonderful 101, thanks to you. That's one of those ones that I started. But then Bayonetta 1 and 2 came out, and yeah. So I was like, I'm going to play Bayonetta 1 before I play Bayonetta 2. Got halfway through Bayonetta 1, and then started playing some other games.
Bayonetta 2 is short, just to let you know.
Yeah, I've heard.
It's
I've heard
super
that it's
short.
short, but I've heard that it's pretty damn awesome. So
It's short, but it's what I described in my review is that it's probably close to the most perfect action game because everything it does is it did so well. Like there was no button lag. Like I never once felt like anything was being cheap. Um, the timing is really important, but the timing never felt frustrating.
hmm,
Um, it's it's one thing to feel like, oh, I can't do this because of my lack of skill. It's another thing like I can't get the buttons in fast enough because of the lag. And this one totally put in like I was just not skillful enough to do some of the optional levels.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'd come in like as optional level, and it was defeat everyone with 3 hits. I'm like, yeah, I'm not good enough with the combos to even try that. So yeah, I'll just leave. Thanks.
Yeah. There's a part of me that's thinking I'll just skip Bayonetta 1 now and just do Bayonetta 2 at some point.
Well,
But
you
there's
don't.
another part of me that's like, you can't quit. You're halfway through it. You might as well just finish it off, right? Like,
Except that
you're
that
already there.
final boss in Bayonetta was
Bullshit?
awful.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It was bullshit. So,
That's pretty much the only reason why I haven't restarted Bayonetta. Because when you get Bayonetta 2, you get both games, and I didn't even try the first Bayonetta. I was like, yeah, I remember that final boss. Still to this day, I remember what a son of a bitch it was, and how I threw my controller and walked away for a little bit, and then came back, and yeah, I don't want to go through that again.
yeah, I can understand. I can understand.
Yeah.
So, we had 2 weeks, basically, of, being off, doing things off the grid, playing video games while trying to
It
ignore
was,
family.
family's overrated.
Eh, that's pretty much why I drank on Christmas and played video games. It was,
I know what I did too.
yeah. So what did you play over your glorious 14-ish days of freedom?
All right. Well, the first thing I did is I cleared my schedule because my kids were out of school the 22nd and 23rd, but the office was still open, so I still had to be here. So in-laws actually took the kids for those 2 days. I kept them overnight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the house was so quiet. So I set aside that Monday night. I was like, I am going upstairs and I am going to stop being chicken and I'm going to put back in Dragon Age Origins and finish the son of a bitch. And so from talking to people, because last time I played Dragon Age Origins was at Extra Life. I sat next to Chris, and Chris actually watched me like toss my controller in frustration.
Mm-hmm.
It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've been playing since probably 3 o'clock that afternoon when we got back from the tattoos. And I was tired. I wasn't thinking straight. And more people talk to people like, okay, you were tired and you didn't bring enough potions to the final fight. I brought in 10 potions. So they're like, nope, that's not nearly enough. So I found a save that was kind of right before that. So I maybe lost like 30 minutes of play before you get to that final boss point, which is not that big of a deal. Around, went and stocked up potions. I brought in like 67 potions into the fight. I figured this is not enough. I officially suck, and I just, need to quit. And then I went into the final fight, and you know what? I used maybe 5 potions in the final fight, so I learned a valuable lesson. You don't play games like this in Extra Life at 3 o'clock in the morning. You start with these, but then when it gets to 7 o'clock that night, you go to the simpler things, or start a new one where it's a tutorial and it's fresh. And yeah, because I beat that final boss like first try, no problems. Like, okay, did he suddenly get easier, or is it because I'm more awake? And I think I was just more awake. Because things just didn't seem to take as long, and I wasn't screaming at Alistair to stop dying, damn it, this time. So, yeah, it was a much better experience, and then I plunged. After I did my victory dance around the house, like, yes, finally finished this game, I started Awakening, which is, I thought was a separate game, but it's really more of an expansion.
Mm-hmm.
It just kind of like adds on a different area, different, just kind of like. And after that was over, so I still imported my character and all that, and it was good. It's okay. And then I finished that one pretty quickly. It took me about 10 hours, I think, to finish that. And then I just started Dragon Age 2. And I couldn't wait to start Dragon Age 2 because I had to see what everyone has been bitching about for like years. And I have to say, with coming in Dragon Age 2 with low expectations, I was still disappointed.
That's a good game right there.
Yeah, basically what they did, how I can best explain it, is that they Mass Effect 2'd Dragon Age. They totally took this hardcore RPG, stripped virtually all the RPG elements, just like what they did in Mass Effect 2, and made it an action-based game like they did in Mass Effect 2. And then they even took the same idea from Mass Effect 2, where you have all these companion quests, and tried to shoehorn that in Dragon Age 2. But the problem is that in Dragon Age 2, you have a whole different character you don't care about, and a setting you don't care about, with people who are like, why are you suddenly in my party? Well, I didn't invite you. They just invite themselves in, even though you don't have the same goals, anything in common, nothing, and suddenly you have to do their companion quests, just like you did Mass Effect 2. At least Mass Effect 2, it made sense. Like, okay, I don't care. Like, why are you talking? Just, no, stop. At the same time, I can't stop playing it because I actually have fun running around and just killing things. Uh, that, although at the very end, so far all I want to do is burn this entire town to the ground. So you guys are all horrible people. We just need to start you from scratch. Kill all the Templars, kill the Kunari, kill the Blood Mages. It's just kill you all. Just stop. I don't care about my character. She can die too for all I care. She's boring. So I'm about, from what I've seen, and for the record, the Dragon Age 2 strategy guide is awful. Just awful. It's like the information is good, the organization is terrible.
Oh, you gotta love those.
Yeah. I love flipping back and forth all the way through it constantly.
Oh yeah, that's a good time.
Yeah, it's because like on the main quest, like the high points of the main quest are in one, but if you want to find out how to do those actual quests, it's over here, and then the side quests are over here, and then the companion stuff is over here. And then if you want boss strategies, they're at the very back, so you're constantly flipping through.
Oh, F
I
that.
don't know why it's organized that way, so it's awful. So I'm only looking it up if I'm just like, how will this decision impact me? So I'll cheat that way. It's like, I want to do this, but is it going to screw me over? Um, so yeah, I'm going to get through it because everyone decisions don't matter in this game. Yeah, but me being me, I have to do everything. So I'm gonna get myself through. I'm about halfway through, so maybe this next week I can finish it, and then I'll go to another thing in my stack of shame before I get into Inquisition, because I understand Inquisition will probably suck my life away.
So I hear.
So, but you do need to do Origins. I really think if you forced yourself to sit and do it, and we like somehow hid the crew from you, you would really enjoy it.
I'll take that under advisement.
Blood spattering effects and all. It's always really fun to try to romance someone when you're both covered in blood.
Yeah. Well, Conan does it. I mean, come on.
That's true. So you actually traveled this holiday, so you probably played a lot of handhelds.
I played a mix of stuff actually.
Okay.
When I was on the plane, I played Binding of Isaac Rebirth and Titan Attacks. These were both PlayStation Plus free games.
Okay.
Uh, Titan Attacks, I'd never even heard of this game until I was just like, I'm going to download whatever I can and put it on my Vita. I don't have to swap carts around. And it's like Space Invaders, just to a new level, all
Okay.
visually redone. So it's pretty simple. You just have a little ship on the bottom, and you move it back and forth and blast aliens. Binding of Isaac Rebirth, if you have no idea what Binding of Isaac is, you should really just go look at it because it's like a twin stick shooter, but the worlds are all randomly generated, and it's darkish kind of game, cartoony.
Hmm. I think I got that off the PlayStation Plus. I think I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you get everything there, then yeah. Let's see. When I was in Arizona, I played a lot of Mario Kart 8 with my brother and sister-in-law. Like a lot of Mario Kart 8. We
Nice.
we would play that like we would me and I would have my coffee, my sister-in-law would have her decaf because she's uh with child, as they
Hmm.
would say. So like we would sit there and have our coffees, and then my brother-in-law would load up the game, and then my wife even sat down and played with us. So there's some four-player action going on. We didn't do any of the battle stuff. We just did the races.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun. Actually, got him to buy the DLC, so he actually, while I was there, bought the Zelda thing and uh, the next one that comes out in a couple months. So that was cool. It was a lot of fun. And then we took a adventure down memory lane, and he fired up GoldenEye 007 on the
Oh man.
N64, and we did some death matching. We did quite a bit of death matching. I did it while drunk. He did it while sober. So you can assume
Well,
how
it's
that
probably
went.
make the graphics that look so painful if you were drunk.
You know
That's
what? All I could like, I don't know if it was because the rum was just coursing through my veins at this point, but it really sent me down memory lane. Like I started talking about working at Funko Land and how people were coming in to buy N64s just for GoldenEye, and then I was talking about how because that would be college years, I was like, man, me and my friends, we would sit there on our floor, like, and I even did the old school thing where I would just sat on his floor, my legs crossed, and just playing with the yeah. It was so much fun. Yes, the graphics look terrible, but you forget how nice it was to have weapons that just reloaded. There was none of this like fucking. I'm gonna pull the clip off. I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna look at the sky. I'm gonna go ahead and put the clip in. I'm gonna beat it up here. 15 seconds later, you've got a gun loaded. No, that one you just push a button. Your gun will like, okay, here we go. You forget how easy that was. And then we played.
well, someone never mastered the perfect reload on Gears of War.
Oh hell no, no! Like Gears of War, I was 50-50. Like I'd either get the perfect reload or I'd get the you fucked
Or
it up,
you
and now you gotta
damn.
listen. Now you gotta wait for him, and you're getting shot at. And
Oh.
so we did like the best one that we did though is we did the fortress or whatever it is, where it's basically like four rooms in a square, and you have these little hallways. And we did those with proximity mines, and he cursed. That was the
Yeah.
one time that I won because I was able to run down and get proximity mines first, and I just threw them everywhere because obviously I'm drinking. I'm like, yay, mines! Just throw them everywhere. So I would blow up one or two of them because I'd throw them on top of each other, but he'd be running through a hall and he'd die. So then he'd think he'd get good, so he'd shoot a couple of them that he could see, and then he'd run through the hall and there'd be like two more on the other sides, and he'd get blown up that way. And he's like, I hate you. He's like, we're never doing this again. So then we moved on to lasers, and he, just destroyed me. So there was that.
And the one time I did proximity mines back in 64 days, it's like I could not master that controller. Like that's the infamous story where I couldn't get through a door. Okay. So what I did was whenever they made me do proximity mines, I just threw the mines on my doorway, backed up because I can't leave the room because I can't. And I just sat there the entire game because they all would kill themselves because they're throwing like you did mines everywhere, and then they come and find me, and boom, I was always the last person standing.
Oh God, the memories that we have. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a really good time. We did that at the very end. Yeah. So then when I came home, because when I travel, I took my Surface, and I did that just so. Really, the only reason why I took my Surface was because I was doing Steam sales, and I didn't want to do it on my phone. Really, that's honest. I was like, I put Elite Dangerous on it, thinking that I was going to play it. No, because apparently on the Surface I can play it, but then when I go to exit it, it just breaks the whole entire game. It was a mess. So I didn't do it there. So I came home and started playing another twin stick shooter called Hero Siege, and
Okay, that one.
it was like $1.50 on a Steam sale, and like you make a little, you have I don't know like 10 or 12 different classes that you can choose, and then it throws randomly generated world or procedurally generated world, and you basically move your guy with one stick, shoot with the other, and it's all fantasy Diablo-esque kind of things.
Okay.
So you level up your guy. You're running around the world collecting relics that make you stronger, getting more powers, and like you go through, and then you have to beat a boss at the end after you've cleared so many waves. So you have waves of enemies. You kill the one wave. You have a couple seconds if you kill it fast enough. You have some time before the next wave comes, so you can run around and like if there's treasure chests and you've got the keys for it, you can go unlock treasure chests. And they have trees and other monsters that have higher hit points, so then you can kind of work on them and take them down. Next wave starts, so you can go through that, do the boss. After you beat the boss, you go through a little portal. go to another stage and keep on going. The nice thing about this is that every time you die, you basically restart, but you start without all your gear that you'd collected on that prior run, but you get to keep all your levels. So
Hmm.
you basically get to start off a little bit stronger. I think the monsters get a little bit stronger too, but I mean, when you're level 10, 12, 25 and you're going through the first world again, it's pretty easy, especially when you have all your powers and that kind of thing. So, uh, I picked it up on a whim. I don't even, I saw that it was like $1.50. It was on Steam's front page, and then I clicked on it and saw that most of the reviews were all positive or very positive or whatever it is. And I was like, for $1.50, what the hell? So I got $1.50 worth out of that. It's a damn fun game. So I'm working on two characters on that. It's something that I play for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes. If you can play it over your lunch or while you're drinking coffee to wake up or whatever. So that's what I do in that one. I did play more of the crew. I almost have all of the Deep South all discovered now. And I'm still rolling around in my Mini. It's pretty awesome. I do
You're
have a
driving
nice.
around in a Mini Cooper?
Yeah, it was. Well, how did I get the Mini? I think I got it because I bought the season pass.
Okay, Mr. Pretentious.
Fucking damn straight. That Mini Cooper handles better than that goddamn fucking Mustang I have. And the Raptor, but the Raptor's really good for when you're out in Colorado, just roaming around Colorado in the
You really need
Rockies.
to get American Truck Simulator when it releases next month.
American trucks.
American Truck Simulator.
Oh, that's like the
Yeah,
Euro Truck Simulator, except for you're driving big rigs.
yeah.
Yeah, I almost kind of thought about that actually.
Yeah,
I, I will admit, I saw that they had said that, and I was like, no, maybe I'm showing too. I don't know. Hey, I had friends that don't even play video games, but they're part of the four-wheel drive club that I'm a member of. So
mhm.
we're kind of friends on Facebook. So I would post up some pictures when I was driving around in the Raptor. And they're like, "What game is this? I need this game."
Wow.
It's like, yeah, I know. I did play more Destiny actually. Uh, I was just farting around. This was This was over this past weekend. Uh, and I started playing with my brother, so we played for, I don't know, a good 6 hours. It was good fun,
Still have
actually.
not opened it out of my case.
You'll notice that GTA 5 is not on here, sadly. And I can tell you, I have the guide for review. I'm about halfway through the guide, and I know that I need to do the guide, but on a whim. I'd been watching streams of this for a couple of days, and I had no idea what I was getting myself into. But I picked up Elite Dangerous, and I when I first started watching the streams, I was like, okay, so there's nothing. You're in space, and there's nothing, and you're not interacting with anybody, and it's so rare that you ever see anybody. Why would anybody play this? And then I realized that while I was saying this to myself, it was 6 hours into the stream watching. So I was like, all right, well, I'll watch it again. I'll watch another stream tomorrow. I'll see what I can find. So, like, I found a guy out of London that was pretty good. Found a couple guys here in the States that were pretty good. And, like, they were each doing a different thing. It was like, okay, I've spent all weekend watching Elite Dangerous streams. Fuck it. I'll just pick it up. If it's $60 wasted, I've wasted $60 on worse. Downloaded the game, started playing it, and then it was 14 hours later. I I had started
Wow.
I had started playing at 2 in the afternoon, and it was like 4 in the morning when I finally gave up and was like, okay, I should go to bed. And then I got up at 8 and logged back in and played until 10 o'clock that night. And every time I think I'm just going to log in, play for an hour, the sun has gone down and the mail has been delivered, and it's the next solar eclipse, and we've gone into daylight saving time. So yay! It is ridiculously. I mean, if you'd like space sims, and if you've played games like X3 or X2 or X Rebirth or E, I hate to say Eve because Eve is more number crunching. There's a lot more hands off kind of stuff as far as the combat goes, and you're doing a lot of spreadsheeting on Eve. But if you like that whole just get out in space and fly around kind of thing, yeah. It's really hard to explain what Elite Dangerous is because you have no real tutorial. I mean, they have like the training thing so that you can learn how to fucking get your ship up and out of the space docks and back into the space docks and how to do some basic dog fighting, and that's it. But once you do that and you log into the game, you have your basic Sidewinder, you're sitting in port, and you then have to decide, what am I going to do? How do I want to play this game? So it's totally up to the players, and this is the thing that I see this a lot. This question comes up a lot on streams. So if you're listening to this and you're interested in it, the game is really all about whatever you want to make it. You can be a trader, so like you can go from one starport to another starport and just buy and sell goods. You could be a bounty hunter, fly into
Is it
anarchy
an
space.
MMO?
Huh?
Is it MMO? Do you play with others or
Uh,
do your own
so
thing?
there's three different ways you can play. You can play solo, so you basically just play with NPCs. You can, if you've joined like a group, and I've only joined one group, but you can do a group play, which then you just play with it's like I can play with 400 people because that's who's in this group. Last time I looked,
Mhm.
and then you can do an open play, which is you basically just you're playing with however many people are there. Um, and if you really want to find people, you really need to just go to the Sol star system because that's basically our galaxy. So you come here and you can see Earth and you can see Mars. And the coolest thing that I saw was one guy that I've been watching for a long time. Finally, was like, all right, he was way out in deep space, and he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go to Sol. I'm gonna finally do it. I'm gonna go see what all the hype is. So he came in, he's flying around Earth and Venus and the Mars and all that, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. And he's like, well, I hear that Voyager 2 is somewhere out here. It's like, oh, really? So he actually plots a course for there's an unidentified signal, and it's like way the fuck out there. It took him 15 minutes of flying to get to this unidentified signal, and sure as shit, it's Voyager 2, which if you're really young, Voyager 2 is a satellite that we sent out way back when, and it contains like greetings and recordings, and it's in several different languages. But what was awesome is that you get there and you can actually hear the original recordings as it's being played. So like you get to hear, uh, uh, wasn't it Kennedy when we sent that out? Who was it? Anyway, you get to hear what our president talking. You get to hear the Asian president talking, and you just sit there and listen to it. It's ridiculously cool that they even put that in there. So it's really a game that you make it how you want to make it. So I went from a trader, went to being a miner until I got blown up by pirates so many fucking times and losing my gold and my silver that I'd worked really hard to do uh, because I was flying without shields because it's like I need that extra cargo space for all the stuff that I'm mining. And now I'm a bounty hunter in my little shitty sidewinder that I've kind of outfitted to do that. So I go into anarchy space and find low level guys and shoot them out of the sky. And we're slowly working up so I can buy a new ship, but that's going to be a while because I need, I don't know, 500,000 or 600,000 credits.
It sounds to me like when No Man's Sky releases, I won't see you, or no one will see you ever again.
Uh, yeah, probably. No Man's Sky, and then I actually started looking at Star Citizen.
That game's never coming out. I'm convinced it is never coming out.
Yeah, they're just going to keep making money. I looked at all the video for that game that they're releasing, and it's like a first-person shooter and exploring kind of. I was like, I don't even know how you're putting all this in. Elite Dangerous is bringing planetary landings in a couple months, supposedly,
Uh-oh.
and you can walk around the hangar and see your ship and all that. So, yeah, the nice thing is that people want to say it's an MMO, and I can kind of it's kind of like Diablo 3, where it's just you have to be online, right? So you just jump on and you go play, and you come and find people and all that. So what they're doing is to pay for their servers and all that is they're just going to release expansions, and then you have to buy them. So they have one that you can make it's easier to team up with friends and go fly around and play that way. But the
Mhm.
planetary landings and all that stuff is obviously going to cost money because they have to somehow get all that stuff coded in. That just can't be something you're going to drop for free. And it's 400 billion star systems. Essentially, if you see a star, you can fly to it. And it's
Too much.
it's a it essentially, because we all know how gamers are, eventually people will burn out. Essentially, we will never see every star system in this game.
Well, I think No Man's Sky is the same way, right? It's procedurally generated.
Yeah, and we were kind of talking about. There's been talk about that, and it's like me and Blake talked about it. Me and my brother-in-law talked about it, and it's, you know, the amount of stuff that they're talking about that's going to be in No Man's Sky. I kind of get a little worried that you're going to go to one randomly procedurally generated planet, right? And it's going to be the same planet you just visited yesterday, except for the tree, instead of being on this side, is now moved over here, and the texture is now green instead of blue, and the dinosaur that was there just went from one color to a different color. So it'll be interesting. I'm really curious to see how they pull this out.
Hmm.
So, yeah. And that's your
You,
elite.
yeah. So, in other words, Chris really likes it.
Yeah. So this has been your Elite Dangerous podcast.
Yeah, right?
Hey, at least it wasn't League of Legends, right?
I don't talk about League of Legends. Sure, we'll talk about it Thursday.
Yes, we probably will.
Because every Thursday we actually do another podcast together, that Evil Cast, which is put on the Games Are Evil website, which, yeah, don't even ask about what's on that website. There's nothing. There's just kind of us.
Yeah, there's a podcast.
Yep. But if you want us to talk about something specific in upcoming episodes, leave us a comment on this post that has the podcast. You can email me at strategyguidereviews@gmail.com if you have any questions. You can follow Chris and I on Twitter. Chris is at Starvin. I'm at Crunchy Chocobo, and SGR is at Strategy Reviews. Couldn't do Strategy Guide Reviews. Too long. Twitter's picky. So, anyway, thanks for hanging out. We had a long break, but now we're ready to get back at it and wrap up 2014 stuff. I'm the one who's mostly behind because I'm a slacker. We're gonna wrap up 2014. We're ready for 2015 because Chris is gonna do Dying Light, aren't you?
Yes, I put my name down for it. I will do Dying Light just
And
for
then,
you.
and then we may do a video of us battling it out over who gets to do the Legend of Zelda Wii U
Oh, you are so going
strategy
down.
guide.
You are so going down.
No, I don't think so.
I will bring my sword to a gunfight.
Okay, it's on.
It's on.
Sound like Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong.
Thank you, King. And with that, we're out. Peace.
Bye.